talk a lot. There we go.
Here we are. Here we are. We were just talking about sporks. It's such a fun tool. It is. Like, whoever made that up, that we should just be replacing our spoons and forks with sporks.
Do you know
Even
they did
for-
that in the schools? All the kids they
No!
all got a darn spork now.
Works for me. I like.
Oh, we are silly tonight.
We are silly. You know, when people fill out the Google Forms, and guys, we're not wasting we are wasting your time, actually, but I want to apologize for that. We don't mean to be wasting your time, but when we just kind of banter like this, it's because Janine has some buttons to push.
I've got
she's got to put a load of wash in.
Got a lot of buttons.
She's got to make sure that we're showing up everywhere we're supposed to show up. Exactly. So we always just kind of go back and forth a little bit. Plus, we want to give you guys time to get in because I'm sure we have such a huge following that people are like, "Oh wait, everyone, stop the wedding! Stop the wedding!"
To be honest, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think people enjoy us. I think we're enjoyable. I truly do.
And we think so. Nobody thinks we're as great as we do. Okay, we're our own best fans.
But I just want to go one thing here. I'm going to just check the Grace and Grit studio because I left a bunch of people in today.
Yay!
So welcome the new people.
But truly, I mean, and I'm not just saying this. You can't fake like the type of chemistry and stuff. And truly, it's when you love. Did you ever just meet someone who really loves their job? And they just beam, and honestly, no matter what kind of day I've had, no matter what's been going on, I really do look forward to talking about my job. I feel like there's so few things in life that we can share with people that would make everything better if they chose to try. And this is one of the things, it really is. Yeah.
I had a meeting, a one-on-one with somebody today. Totally unrelated, but we talked about jewelry and the meeting wasn't about that, but we did talk about jewelry and see, I'm losing you. I don't know if it's happening on your side, but I can't see you. That might be just me though. Can you hear me? Nope, it's going black for me. Everybody tell me in the comments if Mary Grace went black because I don't think she realizes that. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. It's Monday night. Can you believe it? I don't think she realizes it. Let me send her a text. And hopefully she has it on. I might have to come back in again, guys. I don't know yet. Screen went black. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Oh my goodness, there's 20 of you on here. She is. She's coming back in. Let me go ahead and let me pop her in here and let me get rid of her here.
So I love my job most of the time, but I hate my phone.
Okay, let me try to get rid of this middle that we have a middle there. One moment, please. Talk amongst yourselves. This is what I tell people. Talk amongst yourselves.
We can only handle one Mary Grace.
You know what? I think that's good. I'll just bump you. I'll just leave you like that. I feel like, let me just look on the studio to make sure. You did go black, and I said I have to ask if it was just my screen, but it was.
No.
You were gone.
Yeah. I had somebody try to call me. So I think you know how the phone listens to you now, and all of a sudden ads start to pop up. I swear to God, it was a spork salesman.
Well, listen. If it isn't a spork, it's something else. I'm not even going to get into it. So welcome to everybody.
Hi,
everybody. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. There's a ton of you that are hopping in. I apologize. We have a little bit of technical issues, but that doesn't matter because Monday nights are for fun and they're to come and see Janine and Mary Grace do stupid things on the internet on a Monday night. Do dances. And in the meantime, we're going to talk about direct sales and what we do at Park Lane Jewelry. So I always love to do Monday night live streams. And the reason for that is, number one, there's no better person to talk to than Mary Grace. Honestly, she literally boosts your spirits no matter when you're speaking. and says the most off stuff. It's hysterical and I love it. But number two, I've always believed that if I could stand on the rooftops and shout about what we do, I would literally do that because I feel like this is such an honor and privilege to have you all on here tonight that if someone invited you here, they thought that highly of you that they wanted to work with you. And that's what we do here in direct sales. We work with people that are like-minded and people that are looking for some of the same things we are. So all we ask you to do is listen to the next 15, 20 minutes, fill out the Google form, have some fun with us, answer in the comments, and just consider what we have to say. And maybe, just maybe next week, you'll come back and bring a friend or two to listen in because we would love to bless them with a direct sales business as well. So, Mary Grace, welcome. Happy Monday. So happy to have you here. It is my pleasure always to introduce to you our executive company vice president, Mary Grace Lewandowski. She's here to answer 4 super simple questions about direct sales. Just kind of giving you an overview of what we do here at Park Lane and telling you some of the perks that we as stylists get to choose from here at this company. So thank you all for hopping in tonight. Go ahead and click that share button if you're watching us on our business page. There is a share button there. Click the share button and let your friends know we're live. Mary Grace, number one question that everyone asks really is like, why should they even join direct sales? Like, what is it? Okay. And how does it differ or what are the similarities really to multi-level marketing? Because we hear those terms all the time.
You know, I found, and I know you have too, Janine, you've been in this business a long time, but I find it so interesting that people that have never done direct sales are, not all of them, but many are quick to say, oh, don't do that. You don't want to do that, or something like that. And I'm like, I've never been a doctor. So I certainly wouldn't say to someone that was considering medicine, like, oh, you don't want to do that, but there's something about this business that people that can happen. And you guys out there might even have a little bit of that in your own self, which I think I did. I know I did.
Yeah.
I think if they had said, have you considered direct sales? I would have been like, if just calling it that, right? But all that it means is direct to consumer. We serve as a liaison between the company and the consumer, the customer. It's running your own business with all of the perks of running your own business, but immediate income, not the 2 years it usually takes a small business to make money. None of the risks, like I always thought I would love to run my own business. But like how you would say, like, I would love to be a singer, but you're never going to be a singer because you can't sing. Well, when I would say I'd love to run my own business, but I knew I never would, because I don't think I would have the wherewithal, the fortitude to do the investment that it took to,
Money.
start getting, yeah. But with direct sales, you guys, you get all of the perks of like the flexibility and, working from when you want, from where you want, and deciding how much income you want. I mean, that is the beauty of direct sales. Now, multi-level marketing is actually a whole different animal, although we get confused sometimes, because multi-level marketing also, they represent a company, work from their home and all that good stuff. But their main goal is recruiting. Their main goal is to turn as many customers into like reps as they can by giving them the discount and stuff. And that's where the multi-levels comes from, because they have to watch their levels. They only get paid a certain way when certain tiers are doing certain things. And in direct sales, we're what they call a party plan business. We don't have to use the party plan, but we have the option of rewarding people with free jewelry for sharing us with their family and friends. And our company covers that whole cost. So it's like free advertising. It's like a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I haven't talked about it in a while, but like, and I'm going to right now because I just recently had to do my taxes. But one thing people don't realize about something you can do with direct sales is very often people just go, nope, I already have a job. Think about what you could do though. If you could bring in an extra certain amount of money per month and you could do something with it that you're currently not able to do. So maybe invest it. And David Bach, he wrote The Automatic Millionaire, and he said he just absolutely adored direct sales because he said it helped so many of his clients who wanted to like invest. And little amounts of money, you guys, like $300 to $500 a month, could result in being a millionaire in a very short time, relatively short time. when you're being consistent in investing like that. And he said
Yep.
most people that he would come across would say, we don't have an extra $300 to $500 a month, or if we do one month, all of a sudden something happens, that kind of thing. So just imagine if you had this like stream of income that could totally go towards something like that, a stream of income that actually could save you money in taxes right from the
Yeah.
get-go, because maybe yesterday you bought all your jewelry and it was an expense, but all of a sudden you decide to become a rep. All that jewelry you bought yesterday, seriously, could be a tax write-off because it's to help build your business, because we walk around in our stuff and everything. There's way more tax advantages than you know. But direct sales, it's also a social, like a wonderful way to interact with people. And one of the things that I found, I don't know if you ever said this, Janine, but I was kind of like, I was a teacher. I spent a lot of time with kids, and I had 4 kids. And like
Mm-hmm.
when I was home, sometimes I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get out with grown-ups. Whereas my husband had been with grown-ups all day and he wanted to stay home. So it was just a little bit of a thing with us sometimes. And then I realized when I was doing my direct sales business, if I could go out for a couple hours and spend time with women,
For
they were
sure.
spending money. I was making money, but we were all doing the same thing. I was meeting new people, making new connections. And it really served so many needs for me just as a woman, as a person. So there are so many more benefits than we even can touch on in the direct sales space.
I love that you spoke on that because that's something we don't always talk about, but it really, like for me, it's become a full circle moment. So
Yeah.
in the beginning, it really was, I was working full time and I just needed something that was for me, something that was fun to do. Then I built a team and I could leave my full-time job because I was able to do this full
Yeah.
time. Now that my son is grown and out of the house, I need to be around people. I
Yes.
literally I thanked my hostess Thursday night. They had wine and cheese and were playing with bling and I was laughing and having a great night. And in the meantime I made money. I mean, it's just so much fun to me and I really think it
Yes.
can be a full circle moment for so many people.
And so
I
many people have
also
said it's helped them. Okay, so for example, if
yes.
you're a
Yes.
hairdresser and you do this on the side, you can promote your hairdressing, to the jewelry people you meet. You can promote your jewelry to so a lot of times it's just it all just goes with so many different things. And I'm not
And
sure people always think that way. They just think I don't want to
right.
take on something else. But it can be a double dipping kind of thing too. It's pretty
But what
cool.
a wonderful opportunity to take something on like this and use
Yeah.
that money to invest in your future.
Yeah.
That's a big perk of direct sales that a lot of people miss
Yeah.
because they think it's for the here and now. But thinking about like if you're in your 20s or 30s, knowing that when you're in your 50s and 60s, you can do those investments. You've done those investments and been consistent because you were consistent with your business, and then you're comfortable.
Oh my
So many
gosh.
perks, so many perks, so little time,
You
right?
were
So many
one of
perks,
those,
so little
weren't you? How old were you when you started direct sales? Weren't
31
you?
years ago. I'm 56, so 20
Yeah.
oh
So
God,
I did not
25,
even start this type of
25.
business till I was 38 years old. And I've made millions of dollars over the years. And I think about like if I had been in my 20s, what I could have accomplished. But so either way, though, I'm glad I started when I did. And whoever you are, whatever age you are and you're watching, you should just start wherever
Oh,
you are. That's where
100%.
you are.
Because, I was just talking last week to a retiree who I said, you want something to do? This is the perfect thing to do. You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not heavy. You don't have to carry a lot. You'll talk about that later. It's fun. All women of all ages love it, and a few good men. I mean, it really is the perfect
Yeah.
fit for so many people. Okay, so we really have bounced around today, but I would love to talk to these
First, I
folks
bounced out and back in.
all started with a spork. All started with a spork. I'd really love for you to talk to these fine folks about why jewelry. Like, where does jewelry fit into direct sales?
Yeah, so like there's many different products that are sold using the direct sales model.
Right.
And if you were to Google like I'm considering direct sales or a direct sales business, normally one of the things that like AI will ask you is like pick something that you love, and I love jewelry, but I didn't used to. I
Right.
was not a natural jewelry lover. Like I could go with it or without it, but I've learned so much about it and what it does for you and the compliments and
Same.
everything. Believe me, I'm so into it now. But when I was researching, jewelry is the thing that most people like. You know, like not everyone likes candles, not everyone likes baskets, or it's a certain like age group or demographic generally, or a fad, right? Jewelry is none of those things. Jewelry is attractive to every kind of market. It withstands the test of time because it's definitely not a fad. It's been around for 150,000 years, and it's $43 billion forecast, you guys, in the the jewelry market. It's like
Fashion word market. Yep.
unbelievable.
Yep.
It's a feel good product. It's a fashion item, so it's considered consumable. It changes with the trends and the seasons and all that good stuff. It's something that, as silly as it sounds, that it really is something where you're like giving back to the world in a way, because people
Sure.
feel so much happier when they're wearing jewelry and just like having, when you're walking around with artwork on for people to look at, it actually is. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. It's been proven. It's some kind of service to the world. Um, it's very like, from the standpoint of somebody who represents a jewelry line, it is so cool that we wear what we sell.
Yeah.
And so do our customers, obviously.
Right.
But that is referrals. I mean, when you're out and about, people are commenting on your jewelry, and just such an easy little set of words like, oh my gosh, this is what I do. I'm in the jewelry business. Let me get your number. I'll send you my website. Take a look. I'll follow up with you and see if you like anything. See how I just did that? So easy to segue into stuff like that. And your customers learn to do that for you, sending
Mhm.
back referrals and stuff. And Park Lane's apt to give them free jewelry for sharing us with people,
Mhm.
so they're out there sharing too. Very inexpensive to ship, should you ever have to, which is really, I thought I might have an envelope here, really rare, because Park Lane does generally right from home office to the customer. But
Right.
should we have a bulk order, or we just have 10 of something and we want to send them out? They're like a few dollars to throw them in. Sometimes you
Yep.
can even take them out of, put like something right in a card and just stamp, so very inexpensive. No big necessary storeroom or anything to keep your
Mm-mm.
jewelry in. And when we do go out and about, this is important to me as I would be getting older. My husband actually said to me at one point when I was with the other company, he goes, you can't, I don't think you can keep doing this for much, much
'Cause it
longer.
was heavy.
It's very heavy and a lot. It was a lot, lifting in and out and stuff. But jewelry, you put like a tote bag over your shoulder with your jewelry in it, and off you go. And also 78% of our people do everything online. Now, one thing I want to make you guys aware of too is in in this particular company, which we'll talk about everything Park Lane in just a second, but we do have a special program, and it's called the Direct Appoint program. And
Yes.
that means that if you've had experience in the direct sales space, that we will recognize your experience. We will interview you and bring you in at a level that is commensurate with what you've already achieved, which
Right.
I have so much respect and appreciation for, because that's what every other job in the world does. And so often in direct sales, we feel trapped where we are because we don't want to start all over.
Right.
So that's a very positive, powerful thing I wanted to get in there. And one of the things I noticed about the Google form is you guys have been doing this more, is they're actually writing the names of people that they want to invite next time, or who they think would like this. Right out of the gate, people who've never done direct sales. It's awesome. You make the most money here. However, you also may have friends or family or just people that you hear of that are a bit nervous because their companies are maybe not going as well as they had hoped or whatever.
Yeah.
Just let them know that an interview is not a yes. But being able to look at something else like this may be the change or the information that they need. So yes, jewelry is the place to be.
We actually represent a brand in the fashion industry that, quite frankly, fits all people. It's all
Yeah,
inclusive. And that
yeah,
is unheard of in fashion. And
yeah.
that's what I love about it. I truly believe that that's one of the most powerful parts about Park
You're
Lane,
right.
the fact that it
Like, you
fits
never
everyone.
hear of someone like who just had a baby whipping her necklace across the room because it won't fit. That's just the jeans.
Just the jeans. It's not the necklace. And I find that to be a very powerful, especially for the amount of women that I attract. I attract a lot of people that are around my age group, and
Oh yeah.
they attract to the lifestyle that I have. And I attract to them. And honestly, they all say that to me. They're like, I can wear this. I'm like, yeah, you can wear it. Well, you
I
can't
was
always
reading a
wear
book called,
it.
I'm sorry, a book
No.
called How Not to Look Old. And one whole chapter is dedicated to jewelry and how jewelry can age you. But that no, but when you're wearing on trend jewelry, no one will ever accuse you of like looking inappropriate. And you know, we worry about that, right? Like, oh, should I wear these fishnet
For
stockings?
sure.
Probably not, grandma. But when you're like, you know, are wearing jewelry that's on trend every, you can be like covered up from here to here in your orthopedic shoes, but everybody's like, look at her, you know. It's one of my most favorite ways to kind of be in the know. And that is another thing about the jewelry industry. I feel like it keeps you young. It keeps you young. It keeps you in the loop. It has you working with people of all different age groups. So I adore that part of it too. I think it brings us all together.
We're going to talk in a moment about why Park Lane, but I feel like when you have a feel good product, the feel good product helps you to look good. And I think that's what it is. It's a feel good product. So share with these fine people, like let them know why Park Lane, like talk to them about our promotions and our products and our sales and all
Yeah.
the different things.
Okay. So I did all the work for you guys. So I can stop you right here at Park Lane. You don't have to do all your research, but we really are proud of you for you too. We have nothing to hide. So we absolutely love if you go out and compare. But I've had people that have started at Park Lane and never done direct sales in their life, but then they hear some of the things at other direct sales companies and they're like, what? You know?
Right. Right.
And those of us who used to work in other direct sales companies, we just look with our mouth. I have my mouth open the whole time. The CEO is telling me about our programs here. I'm like, what? You know, because they're just so generous and so wonderful. So yeah, you decide you want to represent jewelry. Okay. Makes sense to you what I said. And then you're thinking, okay, there's all kinds of direct sales jewelry companies. I was in that boat. I knew after my first foray into direct sales, which I had kind of just fallen into, and I loved it. But when I saw that company was hurting, I
Yeah.
decided to look around and I made a educated decision that I would do jewelry for all the reasons that I just said a minute ago. So then I had to like say, okay, first it's jewelry, now where? Well, we have jewelry companies that are mainly silver, mainly charms, mainly pearls, mainly Swarovski crystals. I noticed that pattern. I liked with Park Lane that it was a full service jewelry center. We literally have, I can't say them off the top of my head, but basically 6 different really trends or types of jewelry, if you will. Something for everyone, from really
Right.
big and over the top to really minimalist, you know. And my customers have actually said it to me. They've said, I just love how no matter who I invite, they're gonna like something, you know. So I think that's really cool. Then in addition to that, that was a big thing. But the icing on the cake truly was once I started comparing programs, there is no comparison. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Park Lane started in 1955. We're cash rich, we're debt free. That company, they're on their 3rd generation. Well, like their 2nd is in charge, but the 3rd generation is coming up strong. Okay.
Mhm.
And they're doing such a great job with it all. It's family owned business. But because they've been around so long, because they've grown up with it in their family, because they have been through so much. I mean, I'm not good enough, savvy enough at history to say what they've been through, but definitely like wars, hurricanes, you know, world events,
1955 to
COVID.
now? Yeah. Yeah. A lot.
And they're still growing. I mean, double digit growth, you know, because they handle everything so in such a smart way and always have. That's such an advantage to us because we know we're going to get paid every week. You know, we love that. But it's also really cool because they've taken the time to come up with these programs that help us be the highest paid directors in the direct sales industry. And also just have our customers and hostesses be absolutely delighted with the value they're getting. So it, you know, maybe most of you have been to a show or whatever, but it starts with that customer sale where it's buy 2 for regular, get 4 for half. Your 2 regulars should be your least expensive, which right away people go, oh, I'm in trouble. You know, oh my gosh, this is so great. That's not how they do it at the store, all this good stuff. Okay, so we love that. They love that they're generally getting 6 or 7 items
Mhm.
and for less than the price normally of the highest priced one that they were going to get, if that makes sense. Because we have that deal where when they spend 90, they get any item they want for $35. So they're walking out of there with 6 or 7 items. Okay. Their average order is over $100. All right. But they got 6 or 7 items for that. When you divide it up, they're like, oh my gosh. Well, guess what? Their average order is over $100. They're thrilled with how much they're getting. We're thrilled that we're getting paid percentage of that, right? I know there's something out there like $5 jewelry, but I'm like, I seriously am like, how much can you possibly make? How much jewelry would you have to sell? But with us, when we were talking about like a part-time gig or just doing it for some extra money, you guys, our hourly income, it's hard to put a number on it, but our per order income is about $35 per order, per average order. That's, I don't know, if you divide that up, 3 hours of minimum wage, right? In one order. So imagine if you took an order a day, that'd be like getting in your car, driving, being somewhere for 3 hours and coming home. But with us, it's like taking one order. Now imagine taking 10 orders a day, So we start at 30% commission, go up to 50% commission. And again, check out our direct to point program if you have experience, because you might be able to come in at one of those higher ones. So that's really cool, the customer sale. And refresh yourself back to what I said earlier about people walking around with our jewelry on. Do you know what happens the week after a Park Lane show? So all these people work together, let's say, and they all came to our Park Lane party, and they all go into work and they have jewelry on, and people go, oh my gosh. Then the next day they all have different jewelry on. Oh my gosh, is that still from that same? And then the third day, different jewelry on. They're like, wait a minute, and in the meantime, the person who didn't get to go to the show wants to know all about us because something in those 3 days of all those people definitely appealed to them, right? So it's just that's so super cool. I absolutely love that aspect of it. But then our hostesses, okay, so someone goes to work, everyone's complimenting everybody on their jewelry, and a girl goes, all right, since you guys all want stuff, I'll have a party. Right. And then we reward that person like average $400 to $1,000. That at my other business, if they had a pretty decent show, they got $100 free. That first business I went in. And this one, I go in knowing they're going to get at least that. Yeah, it's unbelievable. And again, here comes these happy people all wearing our jewelry. And then, of course, the profit plan, which we would go over with you in detail, but it's actually very, very simple and straightforward, where we get commission. And then as we add people to our team, we have commission on our team members. And that's just working smarter, not harder. And all of that is here for you at Park Lane, in addition to working towards things that normally you have to save money for, like trips. We get 2 trips a year, a car. We get a car payment every month, depending on our, what we do. Free jewelry. Every single month, we have the ability to get $1,000 in free jewelry. Every single month, right? So it's like really just so many positives. Am I leaving anything really important out? I mean,
well, I think that the most important thing is that there's no minimums and no quotas.
Can you get over that? Can you get over that? I forget to say that. No, can you get over that I'm living this life now?
Yeah, you had so many perks. There's so many
that perks. That was horrifying in my other direct sales company. I had people in tears every month. Because you had minimums. You had to make certain minimums, or you were going to lose your right to sell, or you were going to lose your title, or the person above you was going to lose their title because you had a sick child or something. Yes, it was awful. And Park Lane's like, no, we're not going to lead with fear and intimidation.
We don't do that here.
There are no quotas. You can do as little or as much as you want. It's up to you and what's going on in your life. Why should you be penalized because things happen in life? Why should you be penalized because things happen in other people's lives that you have no control over? So it's very heartfelt, and it's just all positive news.
I honestly love that for us. And I would like, since you mentioned it twice, I would like for you, those of you that are watching live or on the replay, could you put in the comments if you've worked for another direct sales company? You most certainly don't have to name them. Okay. But we'd like to just see how many, because I think there's a lot of people out there that have dipped their toe and tried another company. And I'm just interested in seeing who they are. I'm looking at the comments right now as people are answering because
Yeah.
you know there's always that little bit
And
of
absolutely, you
lag.
guys, so many of us here at Park Lane say, I was done with direct sales. And then I found out about Park Lane, like so many of us. So if you're on the call, you might be on for the free jewelry. Maybe you thought you were done. Maybe you know someone else who thinks they're done. Just have them check us out because you never know.
There's a lot of yeses that are popping up. A lot of yeses.
Good.
So let's talk about why now and give them the extra bonus of the boosted kit because we have that this week. The extra
Okay.
boost for 200.
Okay, so usually the first question people ask is like, how much does it cost? And they wait for us to say some big, huge amount.
No.
I'm not allowed to say that it doesn't cost anything, but it really doesn't cost anything because here's how it works. Yeah. I like to say it's a no cost startup. Okay. It's $129 up front where you get to choose your jewelry and you get to choose $500 worth of jewelry. For another $59, if you want to, you don't have to, you can add another $200 worth of jewelry. And that jewelry is yours, to wear, to show, to give away, whatever you want to do with it. So just for $129, that's a deal. However, what happens is that $129 is on a credit card and it's a tax write-off, just like that, to start your own business. And most accountants would go, you started a business for $129, but I digress. But then also you have a show. And when you have your show, the person that invited you here tonight will do your show. It could be online, in person, you guys decide, whatever works for everybody. But you're going to be watching that person differently than even if you've been to 3,200 shows.
For sure.
Now that it's you'll be watching them. So it's like on the job training. Not isn't only on the job training, it's on the job paid training. Because in addition to learning, you also get all of the hostess credit because you were the hostess. And you also get the paycheck should you choose to go ahead and do this. So sometimes we just say, do that part. And it's a call it a decider show, so we really do like to take away some of the fear. And you guys, I know almost all of us love to make people happy, right? And a really easy way to make someone happy in our industry is to let them know you want to have a show. Because we're like, every time you guys have a show, it's the biggest gift to us, not just because of the money, more because of the connections and the extra people that we get to meet and stuff. It's really cool. So then, worst case scenario, you get all the free jewelry, you decide not to do it, you keep doing what you're doing, right? Best case scenario, you get all the free jewelry. Everybody's so super stoked about the whole thing. People say, I'll have a show with you. I'll have a show with you. And you get the paycheck from that show, thereby repaying yourself the $129 and more. And
that's
yes. So that's why we call it like a no cost startup. And then we love for you to do all those things real close together because you are going to have people in your life that we call the wet water committee dousing your enthusiasm, right? I love when we can show somebody like, okay, here's my jewelry that I got for $129. Here's what I got for the hostess, and here's my paycheck. Now tell me how this hurt anybody. And it's like proof in the pudding, just like that. So I love that aspect of it. And now is always the time to start, but now is such a great time to start because whenever you're in a transitional time in fashion, seasons changing, one of the first things that fashion gurus will recommend is to start changing your accessories.
I knew what you were going to say.
So if you're like, it's going to spring, but you're still kind of cold because it's cold still or whatever, then just start springing up your wardrobe a little bit. Change the colors, change your jewelry, So that's a really fun, it's always fun to get into a business like this at that time. And we've got Mother's Day coming up, which is a huge, buying day. And you know what, you guys, if you try it and you just do a couple shows, you do your first show. And after that, you're like, I don't know. I don't think I want to do this. But that's fine. We're not going to be mad, but we're going to make it keep the money you made. We're going to make it. Yeah.
And the jewelry.
Yes. You're going to come out ahead no matter what.
Grace is being super humble right now, but she is gifting someone in a Gucci bag this month for joining and qualifying, doing your show. You and your stylist get to choose either this $2,000 valued Gucci bag or $1,000 in cash, just
Mhm.
because you said yes and you
Just 'cause you
came
said yes.
aboard.
Yeah.
Just 'cause you said yes, and you have a great chance of winning that. So many, many perks. I dropped the Google form in the chat. We ask that you fill that out in its entirety. Yes, we ask for your cell phone number. Yes, we ask for your address, because we need to send you jewelry if you win. And we'd
Yes.
like to congratulate you if you win. Other than
Yes.
that, nobody's going to bother you.
No
But
stalking.
please,
No
no
stalking.
stalking. Please fill that out. I ask that if you listened tonight and you heard something that was really powerful, number one, share it with somebody tomorrow. Ask them what they think, and then invite them to come next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We will be here at 7 Eastern, 6 Central next Monday night, right here, live stream in the Grace and Grit Studio business page, as well as the group. Mary Grace, thank you so much for hopping
You're
on. Today.
welcome. I think I
Everyone.
got to go get in my Batmobile
Put up your
and
call
clear
letters.
out of here. Bye,
All right.
everybody.
Everybody fill that Google form out. We'll be announcing the winner on Wednesday. Good luck and take care. Have a great night.